Hey, y'all. So, when faith turns into pride, okay? Faith is supposed to transform us, not inflate us. Walking with and being with Jesus Christ, the more we should recognize how much we need his grace and don't sit here and take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? Because grace is God given. And when we sit here and be like, you know what, I can do whatever I want to do because I have grace, that's nice. But this is when it turns into someone should not be able to sit here and tell you that because I don't know your walk with Jesus right now. I don't know your talks with God. That is not my place to do so. The only thing I can do is speak on things, but I'm not here to judge you. Not at all. Yet, sometimes without realizing, we trade humility for pride, okay? we begin we begin measuring other people's walk instead of examining our own. I'll say it again for y'all. We begin measuring other people's walk instead of examining our own. Okay, we become quicker to condemn than to pray, quicker to point out flaws than to extend grace. The same grace we expect to receive 24/7, right? You can't sit here and expect things and expect something that you can't give out. What makes you better than the other person wanting the same thing in return? Think about it. We've become experts at evaluating people from a distance. We see one clip, one mistake, one season, one post, and suddenly we think we know someone's heart. But only God knows the full story. You know what I'm saying? This episode isn't about ignoring sin. It's just about remembering our place. Because of a lot of us feel like, you know what? I'm sitting here and I read my Bible, and what you're doing, that's not correct. I've been reading this and that, but who are you to sit here and judge anybody? It does not work like that. You are not God, okay? God is the only one that can judge. All of us are going to have that judgment day. You were not the one to sit here and judge, because what will happen if Jesus did come back today? Even though, like, what are you saying? Do you really feel like you are holier than thou? Okay. What is Jesus going to say to you? Before you sit here and start looking at other people, you better take the time out and sit here and examine your whole life and be like, you know what? Even if, I'm saying if, because I don't even think it's valid in this world, but just an example, if there was a person out there, you read the Bible from Genesis all the way to Revelations, and they follow everything according to plan. That's nice. But God looks at the heart. Just because your actions show something different, what are you truly feeling? How do you really think about people? What is truly in your heart? You know what I'm saying? Anybody can sit here and put on a show. It is what it is. But only God knows. Stop thinking you know everything. You don't know nothing. Mind your business and let people walk the way they're walking with Jesus and their connection with God. Okay? That don't got nothing to do with you. Absolutely nothing. Okay? And even on top of that, that's why today we are talking about conviction and condemnation when we start to believe that they are the same. They are not. All right. Conviction is God is calling me higher. Condemnation is you're beyond hope. Conviction restores. Condemnation pushes people away. All right. Many believers accidentally become the voice of condemnation when they think they're speaking for God. Mind you, I just told y'all this. No one on this earth is in a place to sit here and judge you on anything. I mean, in terms of going through the Bible, there can be a judge in a way like, hey, I see you altering this way when you should have been that way. That's cool. You can guide me, but you're in no place to sit here and judge me for what I got going on because you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. It's not anyone's place unless you sit there and invite them in. That's the difference, okay? Standing in the midst of being the newly new creation, we begin noticing how people dress, what music they listen to, their lifestyle, all of it. Okay. Every single last bit. You want to be nosy, you want to see what they post, what images they have. It's the weekend. Ooh, they was at the club again. They was drinking. Okay, you're nothing but a judger. Do something else. What's going on in your life? Have you tried to get better in what you got going on? Stop worrying about everybody else. That is not your job. It's not. The job has already been taken and is not by you. Okay? Mind your business. Even though these are not bad observations, the problem comes when we forget I was that person not long ago. Okay. I can understand everyone had a life before they got in tune with Christ, myself included. I used to be out every time the weekend came. Hey, I'm down. Let's do something. But now things change for me. But even though things change for me, I'm not going to sit here and judge you because you're still doing what you do. This is your life. I'm not here to judge you. I'm not trying to condemn you for anything you've done, for anything that you're doing. It's not my place. Even though when we sit here and we read that Bible and we see things and it's kind of like, nah, that's not the way I'm going to go. But even if you do come across an instance and it's kind of like, hey, I want you to come out. I want to do this. I want to do that. If you're not there, then it's okay to say no without the judgment coming through. You know what I'm saying? And it's a way to do things. And trust me, I guess a real quick Gina talk. With me, I just recently found out that I thought I was just speaking, but it really did come out as condemning other people. And I didn't even know that. And I'm just like, hey, why would you still want to do that? Why would you still want to do this and that? But that's not my place. And I stopped as soon as it has been brought to my attention. I didn't even know it was that. That's why I stated accidentally. Because it wasn't on purpose. I don't think that I'm better than anyone else. But in the same sense, it's like I was never trying to condemn. I was more so talking, but I didn't know that it turned into that. So going forward, I just be like, you know what? It's not for me. I just don't want to. But even when someone sits here and lets you know, I just don't want to, now you are not going to condemn me because I said no. That's not how this is going to work. You probably sat here and corrected me on something that was not intentionally done, and you've brought it to my attention. So instead of me going too much and talking and communicate, I'm going to just cut it short and be like, you know what, where I'm at in my life right now, I just can't. I don't want to. I'm not condemning you though, but it's just not for me, and that's fine. And anyone that makes you feel like it's not, then it's kind of like, oh, okay. I mean, not trying to be rude, but I don't know what to tell you. I don't want to do it, so I'm not going to. No one should be able to sit here and force you to do anything you don't want to do. Okay? Growth should produce humility before it produces opinions. Okay? Everyone is somewhere in their journey right now. You never know what people are going through. Like I keep telling y'all all the time. So, who am I to sit here and judge anyone about what you're going through? Even though, people always sit here and judge everyone. I don't think it's even one person here that can say no one's ever judged me. Someone's always judging you for the good that you're doing and for the bad that you did. So it doesn't matter at this point. As long as you're focusing on your life, you're good. You have the connections that you have. That's it. Because think about it like this: someone may still be smoking while learning how to pray. Someone may still be drinking while reading scriptures every night. Someone may still struggle with lust while serving faithfully. Someone may be trying to leave an abusive relationship, but isn't there yet. You don't know what God is already working on. Think about it. If Jesus met the person you've just criticized today, would he speak the same way you just posted in them comments? Think about that, okay? Sometimes correcting people makes us feel like we're the spiritual superior. It's hard to say, but it's the truth. Did you just feel that in your gut? Yup, that's that conviction, okay? Because sometimes you feel like when you're talking and when you come across things, excuse me, let me just sit here and say this really quick, but it's kind of like no one really asked you to do so. And then it's kind of like, but wait, no, I told you. Why didn't you? No one has to listen to what you're saying, okay? I know it may hurt, but that's fine. You have to let people sit here and live their life the way they want to. At some point, things are going to change for them. That is their life. You are not in charge. You did not create them. You are not in the mess. Let them do what they do, okay? Sometimes silence is obedience. Sometimes prayer is more powerful than a public post. The next time you feel tempted to condemn someone, remember this: you're looking at one chapter while God is writing the whole story, okay? Stop sitting here and judging people and just condemning them. Like, oh no, if you're so holy, if you're so in your Bible and you know all the scriptures and you go to church, why are you still living like this? Firstly, mind your business, okay? That don't got nothing to do with you. You don't know what's going on in that prayer room, okay? That does not have anything to do with you. If you sit here and really read your Bible, read the Bible. You will see it was so many people in the Bible that were struggling, but they were so faithful. They were so faithful. And you have to think about it. Flesh overtakes. Flesh overtakes you and makes you do exactly what the flesh wants. So stop condemning people, okay? Before you do so, you better sit here and look at your life. Like, yo, if it was over today, would I be in the book of life? Would I be going to heaven? Do I have all answers for my judgment? That's what I'm saying. I can understand, since I it happened to me. I can understand when you're sitting here and judging by accident, not knowing that that judging turned into condemning someone. And once you know, you have to change it. You can't know it and keep doing it because it's kind of like, oh, okay, I know what's right, but I'm choosing to do what's wrong. That's why people change every day. Situations can change. Where you were yesterday, that doesn't mean you woke up this morning in the same place. And the biggest thing that I've learned, when events happen, when things happen, say all that madness happened yesterday. When you woke up this morning, yesterday no longer matters. What happened yesterday, you can't change today. The day is gone. It's a new day. Get out of yesterday's sadness and wake up in happiness, okay? Even if you didn't wake up in happiness, take the time out and sit here and pray. Prayer gives you so much peace. I promise you. It is the best thing. But as always, I really hope that this episode got to someone out there. And before we log out, I want to make sure y'all pray today. Please mind your business. Stop condemning people. and examine your life. That's the only one that matters, okay? Because people are going to do what makes them happy regardless. So worry about you. Stop that judging, okay? And I will talk to y'all later.